Good morning, it's day 152 of Walk with Winston. I'm coming to you today from the Tampa Airport. And if you'd like to learn more about today's topic, I invite you to join my email newsletter at winstonfaircloth.com. So today, we're just a few days from the Final Four basketball tournament. And this year Tampa is hosting the women's Final Four. And so in a few days this airport's going to be really buzzing with additional members of the Final Four teams and their fans and all of the people who want to be associated with what is the premier sporting event in late March and early April. But today I also wanted to take note of a trend that I've noticed in the men's game over the last several years. You know, the experience of college basketball has been radically transformed over the past probably 10 years or so in terms of what's called the one and done. These are extremely talented young men who are coming to college because of the labor rules of the National Basketball Association that does not permit someone going right from high school into the pros. So they have to have at least 1 year of, I think there's an age limitation in terms of when they can join the league. So that forces a lot of young men to consider going to college. It doesn't force them to go to college, but what it does give them the opportunity to go to college, and many of them are just going for the collegiate experience to refine their craft and then to enter the draft immediately after their freshman year. And so a number of teams have really built themselves around capturing the best talent possible. They go after these very gifted young players and seek to maximize their opportunity to refine their craft and position them for future employment in the professional leagues a year or two later. And so when the challenge of building your overall program around that approach is that you have this constant churn of players. It takes time to build cohesiveness and to build relationships and have everyone really understand their roles and execute their roles in the best possible manner. And so you've had the Kentuckys and the Dukes of the world who have really embraced this one and done model and have really focused on getting the best possible talent as ranked by those so-called gurus, and get as many of those kids on their team and then work hard each year to build them into a cohesive championship caliber team. And then you have the other approach, which is the more traditional approach of getting team members who you can work with over time to groom and to help them get their skills, and their aspirations is not necessarily to get into professional sports right away. They want to build their craft over time, and they're not as heralded as some of these other recruits. So here we are looking at the 2019 Final Four matchups. And what happened this weekend was that the two programs that have most embraced the one and done model were eliminated before the Final Four, albeit both of them were one or two possessions from easily being in the Final Four. What you have this year and 3 of the last 4 years is where you have veteran squads who've been working together for a long time, advancing to the final national stage. So it brings up the question, if you had to choose between talent and teamwork, which is going to really advance your game? And I would argue that statistically speaking, over the last 3 to 4 years, it's been the teamwork that has trumped the talent equation. Now, there isn't really a choice. You want both, but it seems to me that if you look at the records of the last 3 or 4 years, the veteran teams are really coming out on top and are showing the power of teamwork versus talent. And so what do you guys think about that choice? If you had to choose between talent or teamwork, which one do you think prevails in the game of life, in the game of business. I look forward to hearing your comments below.